Well, what's up, everybody? It's your boy BEZ, you heard me? Just out here chilling, man, out here on 3rd and 16th, you did, checking out this little job site that I'm on right now. But one thing I wanna mention right now, man, is is my rendition of this Occupy movement. This country is real defined on having much success as much as you can while you're alive. You know what I'm saying? Well, I looked at it this way. Have anybody ever thought about the reason why we get paid on pay periods? On pay periods. Instead of it being like it used to be a long time ago where when you worked, you got paid that day. And you got paid fair for that day's work because you got to go home and feed your family. Every day you work. Every day. Okay? There's a reason why now we have to work at a pay period until we actually see a check come our way. It's because, you know, the government has to get their cut. The more money that you make, the more that you have to pay taxes on. So it's basically a gimmick, but at the same time, it's a way that the federal government knows how to get money from you at the same time. You dig? That way, you can still provide for your family, but you have to wait longer periods of time to get paid in order to feed your family and do whatever else you have to do. You know. Well, what's up, peoples? It's your boy, you heard? Up here on the job, you dig? Getting this day out the way. Beautiful day out here. Feels real nice out here. Getting off. Feels good, man. You gotta love it. You dig? Out here, UCSF. Doing the thing. Beautiful day out here today, man. It's a beautiful day to be working. Yeah, like I said, man, I wish I could pull a lot of my other brothers to see what I'm seeing right now, man. This is beautiful. You feel me? I mean, life don't get no better than this here. You can work, out of work, you overlook the city, things like that. It's beautiful. You feel me? So, it's always good to work around the guys I work with, man. Let me show y'all something, man. These are the people I work with right here. This is my man, Marco. I want y'all to meet my man.
What's going on, folks?
You
We're
feel
just
me?
tearing it up in Frisco.
We just
doing it like we do.
We just doing the thing
Frisco
out
style,
here,
baby.
That's what's happening.
One love, man.
But this is how we get out right here, man.
This is the man right here.
This is how we do it, man, right
That's
here,
right.
man. UCSF, Frisco, you feel me?
Union May, don't forget it.
You hear me? And that's how we get out, you dig? I feel like this here. And this is an episode that happened on this very project that I'm on right now. You know, it's crazy. All right, how about this here? All right, the first morning I got to this job site, right? There's a guy who I had to report to get me set up to know exactly which building I was going to work in and who I was to meet up with to get my first day going, right? All right. I can't give you his name. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. But he works for this company, DPR. You know who I work for on this project right here. And what saddens me is the part where I reached out to shake the man's hand. Okay. And I mean, this was totally out of mutual respect for me to try to get acquainted with the guys. You know, starting out on this job. I've never worked with them before. First time I've ever seen these guys who I work with, this company who I work for. You know, first time I've ever been with them. You know, so I extended a handshake to, you know, to one of the higher ups in this company, you know, and why the man refused to shake my hand? The dude refused to shake my hand. Now, on top of that, when you look at this here in more of a broader scope, right? All right, now you see the need of you got people who are very much high up, right? And they're blessed, enormously blessed, okay? Not taking nothing away from those that have done well in life, you know? Because God blessed you. God blessed them. Even those who may not have believed in God, because you got a lot of atheists. You have a lot of atheists out here who are super rich, who got money out the wazoo, you feel me? And who ain't paying no level mind to what they're supposed to do to give back to what, you know, to nothing. You feel me? They feel like, you know what? Nah, I feel like, you know what? I deserve this. I worked hard for this, and, you know, and who am I to try to give what I got to anybody else less fortunate, because they need to work as hard as I am to get this far. You feel me? You know, they got people who really honestly believe it. excuse that morning talking about he had a cold. Dude said he had a cold, and that was the reason why he couldn't shake my hand that morning. Now keep in mind, I'm just as much of a man like him and others on that project. But why was it the fact? I mean, why did it take such a lame, sorry excuse of, well, I got a cold, that's why I don't want to shake your hand? You know what I mean? Things like that bother me. So my rendition of this Occupy movement to me is things like this here, okay? People's not going to give you a fair handshake. They're not. They're not going to give you a fair handshake. I mean, even those who may have had a criminal background history or whatever, you know. That's why you don't see too many young brothers. That's why you don't see too many young brothers on job sites such as this, you know. I mean, now, where I'm standing at right now, this is 3rd and 16th, right? And this project is a beautiful project. Now, I really feel like this here. Now, this is just my own opinion of this here, but they got a lot of individuals right down the road from here who would love to be in the same position that I'm in, doing work for this city that's closely around your neighborhood. Make the same kind of money that these individuals out here making right now, and still be able to get a fair handshake with those just like them on this project, where they can go home and they can support their families and feed their families every night like these other individuals out here do. Well, here's my thing on it, okay? I feel like this here. I feel like people, especially those people who are very skilled in what they do, and knowing that the success that they have was blessed by God, you know what I'm saying, for them to have what they have and to be able to do the things they do, you know, there were times when I think I read in the Old Testament, right? This is an old text, right? Where it spoke about those who had a whole lot, right? Okay, even those that had plenty, once they reap what they have sowed, they've always left something behind. They've always left something behind, because you can't take everything. You cannot take everything. You have to leave something behind for those less fortunate. Now, that's written in the book. Now, that's the rules. Now, according to the law, it depends on which laws are we abiding by. Are we going off the laws of the land, which is the predominant law of us U.S. citizens? Or do we abide by the laws of the Father, which makes us the human being aspect of going by the law that was given to us from the word go? Okay. It bothered me. It bothered me that the dude did not want to shake my hand, and I really felt that was very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful to not only a city resident here, but this company is from out of state. That's what we need to go off of, you feel me? We need to go off of that, because a lot of things have been taken for granted, you know? I mean, look at the 7-year rule. I'm quite sure, I think our very first president owned slaves, okay? President George Washington. I do believe he did own slaves. Okay, now, by him being the president, and by, you know, when you take an oath, you have to put your hand on the book. Okay, you have to put your hand on the book that we know of as the Bible. Okay, once you put your hand on that book, you swear in an oath that you are to do right by everything that constitutes within the same thing that you got your hand on. Okay. Discredit somebody who's from here. I grew up here in San Francisco, and what bothers me is this city and places just like it allow things like that to happen. They allow things like that to happen, and I think that's completely unfair. You feel me? I mean, like I say, this is my rendition of this Occupy movement. This is the reason why I see folks is being real upset. They're disgruntled because of the economic system and the failures that it had between the rich and between those that have and those that don't have much at all. You feel me? Now, there's a 7-year rule. Why didn't nobody thought about this here? Okay, now while George Washington owned these slaves, how about the slaves that worked for him for a certain period of time? After about 6 years,